Hopefully you're still here. Hi! Sorry I'm running a little late. I was doing my hand stretches and I ran a little overtime doing them. They can be a little bit challenging at times, so I do apologize. I'm like, I actually have one more part to finish, so I'm gonna finish it a little bit while I'm on the live, and then I have to do it again after. Working it hard, man. I'm working it hard. So, I'm going to discuss a little bit the messages I channeled so far for 2022 is what I was thinking. And this retrograde, what to expect. Now, I know some of you have done my workshops, and we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that crazy things happened in those workshops. Okay. Keep in mind I am on my phone, and if there's a delay in the messages, feel free to post it a couple times if you feel the need to make sure that I see it. Okay. And again, it never tells me who's all here, so also understand that. I've had a lot going on myself, so yeah, that is what it is. Just trying to get back to normal after everything happened to me. So that's what I've been doing. I actually did channel about the year, okay, and kind of the theme and what it means. And I wrote it down. And when I do that, like I said, I never remember what I write. I should have memorized it, but in truth, most people like me do that, right? We channel it. And I did it a couple days ago, so that is what it is. Sandalphon did come through with a message for that. It really truly is about basic line of what 2022 is about is mastering yourself, coming into pure freedom and pure mastery of the self. Okay, so that's just your basic thing. Are you going to be met with challenges in doing that? Yes, my friends, we are. Sorry about the lighting. It's not that great either. I was going to fix that, and I'm like, I'm already late, so whatever. As long as you get the gist of what I look like, we're good. Yeah, so 2022 is really truly about mastering and balancing the whole you. Okay? It's about truth and honesty as well. So more truth, more honesty are going to be spelled out for you. Karma is at play in a big way, which that also goes into this Mercury retrograde. So there's 3 planets in this retrograde right now. And I can't remember off the top of my head what through. I think it's like Venus and 2 others. I don't know. The energy they bring, and it's going to continue 333 throughout this whole entire year, is about karma. Okay? And I had said this before the year hit that we were going into karmic energy. And any of you who did my workshops the last time, I know Gigi was one of them, we talked about, and Lord Sananda, or some of you know him as Jesus, had come through to do a karma shift, a big one. And so that's really what's kind of occurring right now, and it's going to continue occurring into the end of this month and into the beginning of next month. And it truly is about having to look at aspects of self. What am I not comfortable with? What have I not accomplished that I wanted to accomplish so far? What can I still accomplish that I may not have accomplished so far? As well as, oh shit, I hurt somebody. Or, oh man, I don't like this about myself. And you things you have in the shadows will also be rising, and this is going to occur throughout 2022. Because if you're not in alignment with your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body, you are going to see the aspects of you that are not in alignment. Okay? It's just the way it is. That's the energy coming forward, and that's what this ascension truly is about. So again, for those of you who are new, I'm Juniper Blue. See, it is definitely retrograde. I am Juniper Bloom, healer, ascension master, and divine guide. What does an ascension master mean? I'm not like all the others. Okay? I am not. I'm not a star seed and I'm not a light worker. I was sent here to create big changes, which I did do. One of the many was clearing out Mount Shasta of all of the bodies, all of the souls, and cutting off life support to it because it used to be the Earth's root chakra and it no longer is anymore. Now Lake Titicaca is the root chakra of the earth. And so that's just one thing of the many things that I have done for this ascension. Okay. So not only do I help people ascend, I was here to help the earth ascend. Okay. I activated pyramids all over the globe. Many, many people witnessed those in my workshops. And I'd still love to remember every single one of them. But I'm having a hard time remember every single one of the pyramids that I activated. But I do feel like they're going to come into play in a big way over this year. Okay. All the work that I did is going to come into play in a big way over this year. So major shiftings are going to occur, as well as I guess there was an underwater volcano that went off and things like that. So things you didn't expect. Okay. This is going to be on a whole earth level as well as a personal level. Things you did not expect to occur are going to occur, and they're not meant to be scary. They're not meant to be bad. It is the end of ways, right? And so this is the beginning of the end. That's really what they're calling it, even though we began the work a long time ago. Okay. And so, you know, you hear all these other people talking about these things, but I'm not like all the other people. Okay. I truly am not. I'm a different being. I've done way different activations. Okay. I was the one who brought down Christ's light and things like that. Okay. So I can't reiterate enough that the work that I did creates really big changes. It creates big changes for the collective whole, as well as on an individual level as well. Okay. Forgive me. This is part of my therapy. My hand's all sweaty and gross and I don't like it. I have to do therapy on my hands so much so it's really hard for me to work right now. So I'm a behavioral specialist, behavioral technician, and I can't work still. And so I'm not going to lie, that's getting a little bit rough. So you will kind of catch me doing these therapy things because the quicker I can heal, the quicker I can be out of here and have a normal life. So that's how I feel about that. So forgive me. But back to the year 2022. This isn't even what I channeled yet. This is what they're wanting me to tap into and talk to you guys about. The year 2022 is all about mastery in itself. And then when you add them together, you get 6. Okay? And so 6 is also about controlling the mind. Okay? So you're going to have aspects coming up where you may not like what's going on in your head. Your head might tend to take over things for you. You might find negative thoughts popping up. They're saying a lot of doubts might occur this year. Okay? 333 when I had said that as well. So keep that in mind. But it's truly just a way to get you to look at things a little bit differently. Okay? So things will surface for you that are meant to surface for you, and deep hidden things. And one word I heard that stuck out for me with that is ruthless. This year can be a little bit ruthless, but in a good, it's not meant to be in a bad way. I'm also hearing the year of the purge, so that is still coming forward for the year of 2022. Okay? So keep in mind, all of these things will occur in cycles repeatedly throughout this year. It's not going to just be 1 month and done. It's going to come in waves and go like this. Okay? And that's just the way it is. So January already, we have this triple planet retrograde going on. Venus, Mercury, and something else. For the life of me. I feel like I need to look it up again. Hang on. I'm going to look that up because I'm not an astrologer. I just feel the energy and I move planets. Literally, I have. But as far as that goes, I don't really do astrology. Hang on, that was for December. I'm like, no. So let's see. I know we've got Mercury, Jupiter, right? Isn't it still? No, it's Venus, Mercury, and what else? Does anybody know? Because this is being silly. It's going back to 2020 and 2022. So if anybody knows, let me know. But I know it's Venus, I think, Mercury, and something else. Uranus? I'm not sure. Something like that. They are all designed to be a karma switch. Okay, so 2022 immediately is a big karma switch. And again, anybody who did my last workshop, Lord Sananda actually cleansed the earth in such a way, he switched it karmically. Okay. Keep in mind with retrograde, I can't talk well. I'm a double Leo too. I've got a lot going on in my zodiac sign right now. A lot of challenges for me and a lot of blah, blah, tongue twisters in the retrograde. So it's the way it is. So do forgive me. Okay, so we are already being met with a major energetic shift, major karma switch, major energies at play, not only on an individual level, like I said, on a world level, on an earth level. Okay, because a lot of the work that I do. Oh, hi, Roger. Your solar plexus woke you up at 3:14. That's interesting. I told you. Did you watch my video too? What to do at that time frame when that happens for you? I hope you did, because I had some really good advice in there for you. So hopefully you watched that video, Roger. But that's what I'm saying. See, already we're coming into this year with some major energetic pulls, energetic shifts. People are going to wake up on a really big level. Cool. I'm glad you did. I hope you utilize those tools. Isn't that cool, Gigi? So just be prepared to be met 12/12 by the things that you resist, by things that are hidden deep within the shadows. That's what ruthless really represents to me for this year. That's what I see when I hear that word, is that things that you want to shove down, the world is going to be like, yeah, no, you're not able to do that anymore. Okay, so, and my forehead's tingling a lot as I'm saying that. You're just going to come into a space and realize that you can't hide from things in your soul anymore. You can't hide from things you don't want to heal anymore. You will be forced to heal them. Okay? And they can get quite emotional. And again, keep in mind this is going to occur over cycles over the year. Okay, so I'm going to read to you what I wrote down the other day as well. Slow down my talking because, it's retrograde. And that is one thing retrograde does, is make you mix up your words. And forgive me, I have my tea with my bay leaves because I'm still getting my taste back from having the vid. So let me catch up there. Make sure I've got my blue sapphire here with my Herkimer diamond that Amy got me a long time ago. Because it gets that, it helps your throat. So I got that going too. All right, 2022, year in review. It's about truth and honesty with yourself. Nice, Gigi. See, it's going to happen a lot, you guys. We're all being pushed into an energetic place where things are going to happen for you. If they're not happening to you, they will happen for you. Okay, it all depends on the energy you use with them. But it truly is about going into energetic truth and honesty. And then they said you either are going to be getting established or uprooted. Okay, so depending upon what work you've been doing, mine should be getting established, while some people might be becoming uprooted. Okay, so it truly is about learning to master yourself, because it's all about freedom at hand, and that's what the age of Aquarius is about, is pure freedom. That is the work I've done in the earth. Okay, you don't rise Christ light and have nothing happen out of it. That's the truth. Okay, and that has happened, that has occurred. It occurred on a large scale. So just be prepared that you will be met with challenges over this year, but they are truly about getting you to be established even if they begin by uprooting you. Okay? So if you're not aligned with your exact purpose or the people you're supposed to be aligned with, the universe says we're not going to be able to be like, I don't want that. You don't have a choice, really, because that's what ascension is all about. We no longer have the old energy, the old ways. You can't come back a lifetime and clear your karma. You do it now or you're in trouble. And that is the energies in this year. That's why they also call it the year of the purge. And I started saying that in December, October, and August. Around August and on, I think it was, of last year. Then they said it's the year of mastery and balance, or both, okay? You've got to learn to balance and master the energies that you are, which also requires further awakening for some people, because some people may not be aware still of all of who they are and all of what their purpose is on this earth. And that's what this year is all about. It's bringing you into that knowledge, and sometimes in a ruthless way, right? Because some of us are stubborn. I'm a double Leo. I've been stubborn. I've made mistakes along that journey too. So then it said bringing into light what we hide and need the most, right? Brought to the surface. So I've said that. It's truly about making you heal on a mass level if you're meant to ascend. Okay, so keep in mind when we talk about this year, the major aspects of it will affect those the most that are ascending and that are meant to provide service in that. Okay, so they will affect everybody on some level, but it might be different for those who aren't ascending, the year of the purge. Okay, and then it truly is about expansion of the mind, the body, and the soul. And that is the purpose of all of the energetic shifts that we've already took a step into, simply just entering into this year. It's already occurring. Look at the retrograde, the 3 planets that we have gone into. I think towards the 27th of this month, it's going to be another huge energetic shift, which is why on the 17th, they're having me do a huge healing with the moon in order to release deep aspects of ourselves. And not to mention, you guys, it's not just about mastery and the purge and having things rise within us. It truly is about aligning with higher aspects of abundance and prosperity, because the freedom at hand brings us into a place where we get to have those, okay, on a whole new level, on levels like you've never had before. So they're also talking about where people have suffered, theirs is going to shift into less suffering, right? And where people who were causing suffering, theirs might shift into the perspective that they need, so to speak, if that makes sense. Okay? But if you're doing your part to heal these things, you are truly going to align with an abundance and prosperity like you've never had access to before, which is also why in this workshop coming up on Monday that I'm doing, they are having me align you with the millionaire download codes. So it's like download codes of a different kind of prosperity, higher frequencies of money, and not only aligning with those, but releasing all of the drama we hold with money. Okay, so that's what I'll be using this moon with on Monday. Then Sandalphon had a message about this year. He said, mastery of the spiritual self through wanted and unwanted acknowledgments. Okay, so some we might call out, like, what do I need to release? Some we've been working on. Those are the wanted ones. We're also going to be met with unwanted ones we didn't expect, we didn't want to look at. Okay, that's that ruthless aspect. And we're not going to be able to sweep things under the rug anymore. That's what they're saying. You will not. And if anybody tries to do that, it will get clunky, right? So they have to be very careful with that. And then Sandalphon also said, growth can come through uncomfortable matters, right? Bringing us into spaces we don't want to look at, making us see things we didn't want to see about ourselves and with those around us too, okay? Because the way the ascension is, you might literally be next to people that aren't going where you're going. And you're going to see that. and it might get uncomfortable. You might have things you don't like occurring, okay? And so that's what he means by growth can come through uncomfortable matters. Like for me, for instance, right away, I'm the double Leo, and so there's a lot going on with my astrological sign as well, and things like that. But besides that, like they keep pushing me into uncomfortable predicaments. And then their response, Spirit's literal response to me is, shine bright like a diamond. Pressure creates the diamond. Okay? I don't think that's just for me in this year going forward. That's a lot of people, and they're going to be met with that one by one, and on a mass level. Okay? It truly is the undoing of a world that will no longer exist. All right? And so not only do we have the normal yearly energies, we have all these energies of mastering ourselves for a reason. Because as I've said before, I'm not your normal run-of-the-mill healer. I'm not a light worker. I'm not a starseed. I've literally activated pyramids. I've moved the north and south pole. We rose Christ's light. Well, no, we rose Jesus' soul, then brought down Christ's light. Then even in the last one I did, Jesus, Lord Sananda, used his blood, which threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that. To cleanse the earth, 5:55 on my TV right when I said that. And do a karmic switch, okay? So things this year may not all be easy, and they might not go lightly for some of us. For other of us, we are being taught to rise into the abundance flow. Because 2202, these synchronicities are just letting me know I'm right on. Spirit's agreeing, and they're liking the messages that I'm giving. And they also might be further messages for any of you, 2212. So when I say those numbers and they resonate with you, look them up. Okay? Take out of them what you feel is for you. 2222. Then they also said, it can be an uncomfortable year for many. What matters is what you do with it. Okay? That's truly what matters. To recreate balance as a whole. All right? That's the general purpose of this year, is learning to master your energy, because we're going to have to come together towards the end of this year more, mid to the end of the year, I think, and even into next year, and rebuild a lot of things. Okay? Because that's what it's about. It's about, we're going to come into a space where we have to recreate balance for the whole, not just on an individual level, you guys, for the people who are going to remain here. Because some will go, some will stay, and some will never know life this way. That is still coming forward, and it's coming forth more into this year. Okay, so those of you who know me know what I'm talking about, 2322. When I say that, I channeled that a while ago about the ascension and what Judgment Day was. Okay, so I did have a channeled message about what Judgment Day was, 2333. Now, has anybody also looked up the Hopi tribe prediction, the Hopi prophecy? That's also coming out in my head right now. It's like the Hopi prophecy, the ending of it is beginning. If that makes any sense to anybody, feel free to look that up. I still have not read that thing. I just know who I am and what I've done, and that's been mind-blowing enough for me. So I tend to not look anything up. Spirit tends to blow my mind on a regular basis. Welcome to my channel. So their main part of this is, you will be okay. You can come out of it successful, even if challenged to the umpteenth degree, if you use every opportunity to grow spiritually and abundantly whole. Okay? So, in other words, don't just think about you, because we're going to come into a place where we have to help each other a lot more than we probably ever have before. And that's absolutely the case. Okay? Because as the old world dies, 2444, there was actually 4 4s there, and it will. It already is. We will only have each other. Okay? We will have to rise together or fall together. All right? And that's the truth. And so this year truly is all about mastering that energy and mastering it quickly. So you might be met with those challenges of you need to look at this and you need to look at this now. And if you're going to try not to look at it, you're going to be met hard with it. Okay, that's that ruthless word again. So it truly is the year of mastery and balance for an individual and the whole. Okay? And truth and honesty, right? 2 is about balance, but it's also mastering, coming into a new abundance. Okay? So another time I had talked about the ascension, and I know I did something with money too. Like that was about 2 years ago now, where I threw it into this portal thing. So I do know money's going to change, 25-55. But it's going to change in a way where we're not just left empty necessarily, but we are going to need each other. Okay, we're going to have to rely on each other sometimes. We're going to probably have more smaller communities coming together rather than these large conglomerates, because I guarantee you those large conglomerates, welcome to retrograde, I can't talk, are the ones who are not going to make it. So as I've said before, this is a really good year and a good time right now to look at smaller food markets, local farms, right? Local food things that are much smaller scale, much healthier scale. And if you haven't noticed, there's a lot more people going vegan for a reason, okay? So as we rise to further in consciousness over this year especially, it's going to start happening quicker and quicker and more powerfully as we go in. We're only in mid-January, first month in, and the energies are off the charts insane, okay? The karma switch this month is going to be off the charts insane. And I will still hold truth in stay away from large crowds. And some major waterways, I would watch your energy, 27, 22. Nothing is meant to be scary. But you don't do the work that I did and have not major things occur. And that is the truth, okay? And all of the stuff I have done has been witnessed and proven and recorded as well. So when I tell you, and I don't know why this keeps coming up, but they keep showing me all the pyramids I activated. So who on here remembers? Gigi, do you remember the pyramids that I activated? There was one in Thailand, Machu Picchu, Peru, Brazil. I don't know which one of those is with that. Both of those though. Lake Titicaca, I actually built a new one, whatever that means. I haven't been there to see anything, see if that's the truth, but it was like my own. God, there were so many of them. I'm starting to like forget which ones. There was one in the, was it Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean in the water? By the way, Myanmar. Thank you, Donita. Myanmar was one of them, absolutely. Nicaragua, I believe, was one in the end. You guys, there's tons of them. And the reason I'm going over them is because they want me to. I have a feeling, and they're kind of pointing to the fact that they are going to come into play this year, big time. Okay? So take note of the areas that I talk about because they're very, very relevant and very important. Okay? Some of the pyramids I did, there was one in like Germany. Gosh, where was it? Some of them had people around it, so I actually had to like move people away from it before I could activate them, and some of them were hidden and unknown. So there is some that are well known, but not many of them were. So a lot of the pyramids that I activated were not well known on a large scale. Gosh, I wish I could really truly remember all of them. They were done over many workshops. My mind is like losing where they were. Fiji. Yep, thank you, Gigi. Fiji was one of the first ones I did. Fiji was a big one, and we went there several times. Fiji is like the land of the gods. That's where the gods actually rose from. So in one of them I did, the gods rose out of the water, and that's the truth. And then with Lake Titicaca, that's where I did work on the sun. Gosh, there was so many of them. They're very relevant, okay? So whatever that means remains to be seen going forward in this year. I also cleared out Mount Shasta. That is very real. We cleared out Machu Picchu too. There were a lot of souls there that I cleared out as well. The reason these are coming up is because they're very relevant in the year going forward. What does that mean to activate pyramids? Hell, you guys, I didn't even know when I was doing it. But I literally energetically activated them. I woke them up. I made them alive. I moved them. I rotated them. Part of the prophecy too for the 30-33-3 for the end of days, not the end of days, the end of ways. Let me correct that. Was the earthquakes happening in strange places, which has been happening since I did my workshops. They aligned right with it. So again, if you're new here, please watch all my videos. It will show you everything. It will explain everything. They happened in real time. They weren't anything I planned out. It just happened through me and to me. So again, I'm not a light worker or a star seed. I am something that is really hard to understand. And the people who have witnessed them with me got to process all that with me. 3113. So that's also coming through right now, that word processing. Okay, we're going to have a lot of processing to do. So you might have a lot of things happening really quickly this year. That's going to take us some time to understand. And so the best thing for us to do is to work through 3133 again, 3, there was 4 3 there's, is to work through them in real time without trying to understand them all, because we won't have time to process in the moment. And then that will come after as it's needed to come, okay? Because there could be a lot of large scale shifts occurring this year. What does that mean? Don't ask me, sunshine, because I didn't even know what I was doing while I was doing it, okay? And so that was the channeled message for the whole entire year in review. Now again, this is going to come in waves, all right? We already entered into this year into some of the craziest energies we've ever experienced, myself included. I have been, like I said, Spirit brought challenges through me in order to make me shine like a diamond, because I was not quite aligned with my path. And then some things happened in my journey for the ascension that got a little bit off kilter with the twin flame thing, unfortunately. And so I know that's part of the work that's being done through me now. And I'm going to tell you guys 666. So again, didn't I tell you 222 is 6? Okay, so that's also very relevant. Watch your thought spaces this year. Watch where your mind goes, okay? It's a big deal. 33033. I can't reiterate that enough, because when these energies come up, we can tend to get very emotional, reminisce too much. 3313 again, and that can block things. Okay, so it's that's why it's very important to master our mind, our body, and our soul, and be able to learn how to drop out of your mind as quickly and easily as possible. Because on a large scale, 33333, you may not be able to fathom and understand some of the things that are happening in real time. They may take some time, okay? And they might be unexpected in a big, big way. Okay, that's another word that's coming up for this year. Lots of unexpected happenings. Lots of, oh, you think you can hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You need to heal this kind of energy. But at the same time, again, it's not meant to be scary. If it was, I would have been scared a long time ago with the work that I do. And I was never scared. I got a little bit scared with my twin flame thing because I can't ascend without him. And he didn't care, unfortunately, about that. So I'm hoping Spirit has miracles for me with all of that. Beyond that, that's the only fear I've had. And I have seen major things occur. 3434, and it was also 3433 with the work that I've done. Raising Atlantis, I did that too. I had to clear my soul from that. But all the pyramids are really, they're nudging me about the pyramids, and I really wish I could remember every single one of them, because they were all channeled. They weren't planned. They occurred during my workshop. Spirit's like, okay, this is what you're really doing. And we were all like, whoa. So gosh, I really wish I could remember all of them. I know Pamela would, but she doesn't watch these so much anymore. Due to the twin flame thing, she just, it just didn't work out. She didn't understand that journey. So I would really like to go and see if I can't find those in my notes and in my recordings and things like that, because they are pointing to, especially towards the end of the year, mid to the end of this year, all of those pyramids are going to come into play in a very big way that I activated. Okay. And the North and South Pole were moved again too. And so I'm excited for when that's proven, because I know it happened. That also happened in Egyptian days, when I guess I had a lifetime then too. And that's what happened to their crops and everything else, okay? So I can't reiterate enough, 3555. If you think the large store chains are going to survive, I don't know how much longer they have, but they will not. Big Pharma, they're saying in my head right now. Big Pharma is another one that's going to have huge changes coming through this year. So medical practices, things like that will be brought from the shadows, and they will have a lot of shadow aspects to look at themselves. And a lot of big changes will need to be made. And on a large scale, in order to ascend, that's what they're telling me now, this year, things of that nature are going to have to make a choice. Okay? It's truly, you're going to have to make a choice, and you're going to have to make it now, and you better not hesitate. And if they don't agree to change, they will agree to move on. Spiritually speaking, energetically speaking, heart-centered speaking. Okay? So my forehead's tingling like crazy, and I've had so many synchronicities in this message. So be very mindful to watch your mind space going forward this year. That is not a joke, okay? Because when things look crazy or they look a little bit scary, don't let your mind take over. Fear is an illusion, okay? You know, we all die, you guys. We aren't here to live forever, but I'm not saying everybody's going to die, because not everybody is. We've already been losing a lot of people if you haven't paid any attention to that. There's been a lot of people, and a lot of us have felt that, okay, over these last couple of years, and it's going to be even more. It's just the way it is, okay? So I can't reiterate enough. Some will go, some will stay, some will never know life this way. That was the channeled message on Judgment Day and what the ascension really was. And I don't know why they're having me repeat this and talk 11:11 about it. It was 6:11:11, by the way. Talk about this so much, as the work that I've done is very real and not normal, okay? Not normal. It doesn't happen all the time. It's never happened before here. It is what the ascension is, okay? It's not just talk. These were really big things, okay? And I'll tell you, I know Lord Sananda, or Jesus, in ways I never thought I would know him before. I didn't know these things were coming through me, but looking back now, I can tell you, holy shit, they're big. Okay? You don't do this work and not expect big changes to come. Now, what we do as a collective whole is, oh, we've talked about this ascension, we get complacent. Oh, see, 5:11 p.m. where Roger is. Yep. We get complacent and we think, well, they didn't happen today, so it's not going to happen tomorrow. They happen when we don't expect them to happen. Okay? That's the way it goes. I remember seeing myself in Atlantis, 12:21, 12:22. And I remember dying. I had to clear this out of Atlantis before I rose it, and I'm going to explain it to you guys, because I was who I was then too, and I knew who I was. So when it happened, I thought I could save these kids, and I was very pissed I couldn't. We all died in Atlantis. Everybody was wiped out by a flood. Okay? I remember specifically something told me the water was coming, and I looked up and I saw this big wall of water coming over, and I'm like, oh my God, 39:33. And this is what I had to clear. This is what I had to wake up to and what I had to heal in order to raise Atlantis. And I had to process it. And so I panicked, and I was like, because I watched myself drown. I felt myself drowned, and these kids too. So I thought I could save them. And I was like at the center of Atlantis, and there was like these big pillars. And I grabbed 3 or 4 kids. I don't know who they were. I don't know if they were my kids or just random kids in the village. I had no idea who the hell they were. But I grabbed them and I put them in this big concrete pillar with me. And I thought for sure I can save them. Okay. And this big, huge wall of water came over and took out all of Atlantis, and we drowned. I saw myself drowned, I felt myself drowned, and I watched those kids die. I was so angry when that happened at God. Like, this was not supposed to happen. So, what went wrong in Atlantis? I don't know. But my initial feeling was, you asked, this was not supposed to happen. And I literally signed my soul to Atlantis as well as those kids. And so in order to raise it 40-40, I had to free my soul, set it free, much like I did to Jesus' soul here this lifetime when I processed his death and saw how he died, which was not on the cross. Jesus did not die on the cross. He was poisoned by John the Apostle. And I didn't know that, and I didn't know that was coming, okay? And so Atlantis, literally, I saw the wave of water. It was larger than anything you could ever imagine. And it literally came over and took out Atlantis. And I trapped my soul there. I said, F you, that was not supposed to happen. I don't, to this day, know what went wrong. I don't know why it happened that way. My reaction was it was not supposed to happen that way. So when the twin flame thing occurred like it did, I still sometimes go, are we all gonna be okay? Like, are we on track? Are we on the right timeline? Like, but we keep going, and I keep doing ascension stuff. 41. This is not a joke, actually. These readings are very real. This was one of my only concerns. Like, I wish to God my twin flame would take things seriously, because I saw what can occur when we don't do things that we're supposed to do. What does that mean? That means I didn't design this ascension. This is God's work. And it very much so is God's work. Okay, I work for Creator. That's who I am. Most people do, but I literally work for Creator. I have seen him. I was hypnotized, and I went straight to him, which freaked out the guy who hypnotized me big time. Then that guy went and sold everything he owned and said I was not normal, and he got scared, which is when I started realizing who I was, 42-22. I had to be hypnotized first. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm not normal. Apparently everybody doesn't go to God, but I do. And I've had that occur more than one time. Not to mention when I did the workshop, Bringing Down Christ's Light. If you want to know what that feels like, you can purchase that workshop. The ones who did that with me know exactly what I'm talking about. That was very real and very powerful, and it took us days, if not weeks, to overcome that one, because it was a massive amount of energy that we brought through. I'm struggling because my arm, so I'm fidgeting, so forgive me. So when I tell you this year is going to bring big changes individually as well as collectively, I'm not lying to you. And when I tell you I'm not normal, I am not a light worker, I am not a star seed, I am truly what they call an ascension master. That is also very true, okay? You can see it by watching some of the things on my channel that Spirit had me put out there, which was very uncomfortable to do, 43-33, 43-34. The others were done in workshop. I undid the false concept of time. We undid the ties to the moon. That is actually on my channel. For those of you who are new here, please watch these meditations. These were guided meditations. I cut the ties with the moon. What does that mean? The moon is a false entity, my friends. Are we still affected by the energy? Only because we have been for so long. Yes. Eventually, though, it may just not be very important at all. It may be something that falls from our consciousness years down the road. Okay? Especially after we ascend and a lot of energies are no longer in play, we will notice a lot more things of this nature and the importance of them and what they meant as a whole. Okay? But for now, they are relevant to a degree, which is why I'm using this one to help us heal even more through Patreon. Okay? 44. So, if you guys are not closed-minded to what I'm saying and willing to get proof, I have tons of that for you. 4454, 4455. So keep that in mind. About half a year ago to a year ago, I even talked about changes and tides were coming through San Francisco. That hasn't left my energy still. Okay. Things of that nature. Is it to be afraid or something to be feared? No. I mean, I watched myself die in a flood already in Atlantis. That actually really happened to me. It was during a healing, and I had to process my own death and then free my own soul in order to raise Atlantis. But it was really raised. 33-3. George Stefan, somebody talks about that, and I had never really heard about that until afterwards. I'm like, oh my God, what just happened to me? I rose Atlantis. Like, I had no idea what that meant. Again, I saw the big waterway come over and kill us all. So I don't know what went wrong in Atlantis, but if you think 555, things can't go wrong now, 1919, you're wrong. Okay? Which is why when the twin flame thing occurred the way it did, I did get scared then. I got scared for my own safety as well as the world. And in one of my meditations regarding the twin flames, they actually said that since he was waking up and going to do what he was supposed to do, that we avoided a large disaster. But yet, he still never came through. So, not only have I given up hope on love for myself, I pray every day that we have made it through to the right timeline, because I saw what happened in Atlantis. And again, you guys, I can't guarantee why Atlantis happened. But keep in mind, when people tell you ascension is real, it is very, very, very real. And people are going to come into understanding of that more and more this year, because they're going to be forced to. Okay? What does that mean? They're going to be forced to heal. They're going to be forced to awaken and see these things for themselves. 2022, through and through. Okay? So for those that have been doing the work, for those that have been allowing themselves to heal and clear karma and awaken, there's a purpose for you. Okay? There is never anything to be about fear. Spirit would never allow me to push fear. It's not about fear. It is about, this whole entire year is going to be about mastering your spiritual aspect of you. Because when everything hits, which keep in mind it will hit in kind of pieces, but it's never going to be when we expect it, you guys, because that's what happened at Atlantis. I didn't expect it at all. And then it just took us all out. 47. Don't think that's going to happen here to where like the whole earth is gone. No. But that's what's used to cleanse this earth is water. Okay? So keep that in mind. That's what God uses. All right? Is disasters and water. Because what happens when that happens? We are forced to change. That's the same thing that happened in Egypt. Look back in real history, and that'll kind of tell you what's coming forward a little bit. Okay? Which is why I've stated many times over, the only thing I would be worried about now is not listening to my source, not listening to my heart, to my inner guidance, and falling off of that path. That would be the only way that I would be scared, because when the twin flame thing happened too, and I actually had those meditations come through me, I felt, and I experienced 4844, how powerful again, and how real these things are, and how I don't want to get off track. 2212. No way in hell. Right? So, this year is not meant to be scary, but it might be ruthless at times. That word is coming up, and I think I've even seen it in other things too. So I'm not the only one who's tuned into that word. And as well as mastery, okay? Keep in mind my messages might be a little bit more detailed than others, but it's also because of who I am and what I do and what comes through me. Again, not a light worker, not a starseed. Okay? If you truly want to know what spirit calls me, I don't even want to tell it. And they're like, just say it. And I'm like, I don't want to say it. It took me a whole 3 years to understand. And my astrologer even told me that too. I went to an astrologist and he's like, are you ready to hear who you are? And I'm like, I'm an alien. He goes, yeah, you're an alien. But there was more than that too. And I guess I wasn't fully ready then. Spirit tells me I am part of the gods of time. That's what I am. I'm a master that comes from the gods of time. Um, Fathom that, right? Most of you are going to be like, oh my God, and not even look for the proof, which I have all the proof of. Stuff that will blow your mind. Not only the stuff I have on my channel, if you pay attention to everything, some of it's a little go, right? I'm not normal. And then if you watch all of my workshops, you're going to be like, oh my God. And that's why not a lot of people could do my workshops. However, some people are missing the call. And Spirit has also told me that. And that's an unfortunate event. As if you're missing those important calls and those important aspects, we don't get them back. So I would do your due diligence. I would listen to Spirit this whole entire year the best you can. I would correct your karma, because that's a big part of ascension. If you're not clearing your karma, you can't take it forward with you. Okay? And so really, truly, and I keep hearing the age of Aquarius. That's why it's so abundant in flow, because we don't have dense energy anymore. We won't. 5111. We won't have karma to clear anymore, because we've been doing it. And you will continue to do so this year. It is the year of karma cleanse, the year of the purge, and the year of mastery of self. And also, what did Sandalphon say? Oh, here's something I forgot to say as well. But he talked about recreating balance as a whole. So towards the end of this year, we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to come together probably in ways that we never have before as a collective whole, and count on each other in order to recreate the balance in the world like we want it to be. 5151. And a lot of other actual light workers and starseeds will talk about this stuff. However, they aren't the one that channeled it all through. I am. So I fully believe it. I don't just channel this stuff, you guys. It's actually come through me, and surprisingly so. It wasn't planned. 2525. Because things don't come through when you expect them to. So if you think for 1 second I expected any of that to happen to me, you're out of your mind. I did not. I didn't even know I was tied to Atlantis. I didn't believe in that stuff before my awakening either. 5222. I was very normal, psychology, behavioral. Definitely not crazy, but I thought I was for a moment there. Because it's not normal to activate pyramids and to move poles and to do things with the sun. 2555. And to have different languages come through you all of a sudden in big ways. These things are not normal, okay? And it's a lot to process. And so that's the other key word for this year is processing. You're going to have some processing to do. It's like we are processing machines. It's like we are a computer, and energy and emotions and spiritual. There's so many aspects to our being. And so things happen in layers, and they're going to continue going like this throughout the year, okay? And you will be challenged. You will be. You will be forced to look at darker parts of your soul in order to heal them so that we can ascend, because that's the way you ascend, my friends, okay? So why Atlantis went wrong, I would love to know that answer, but I have not been given that answer for why we all drowned. I just know I was very angry, 5333, because I don't think it was supposed to originally happen that way. So that's why I got so upset about the twin flame thing. I'm like, oh my God, and Spirit keeps telling me that I have managed to somehow keep us on correct timelines, and that we have still won this ascension in big, big ways. And so I hold space for that, 53, 53, 53, 55. So I still know it's very important for the twin flame, so I don't know how that's going to happen. 222. I don't know if they have to bypass mine. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not in control. I am just what do they call that person that brings down everything? Right, that's who I am. The prophet, I'm an ascension master. I follow God's call. Okay, so I would urge all of you to do the same thing. Listen to those, because it's not a game, and we don't get a lot of second chances. Okay, it truly is your soul. You know what I mean? It truly, 5444, 5444. It's a serious matter, but not one to be afraid of. It's about owning your power. It's about coming into mastery of you. This has all been prophesized. It's all been predicted. I had no idea 5505 was going to be me bringing it through. I would have never guessed that. I'm not religious. I was not spiritual until I had my Kundalini awakening. I was not. I had no clue about 90% of the stuff I was doing. Even when I was dating Sean, he's an astronomer, and he was like, Bree, these things are real. And I'm like, oh my God. And he would like show me them. And I'm like, mind blown. Like, it was totally crazy. So listen to your guides, okay? Because at 55, 35, 5, this year is all about mastering that ability, connecting to your soul as a whole, allowing the energies to get heavy when they're going to get heavy. But you know, the best thing you can do with those heavy energies is stick your feet right in them and being like, I'm going to master this energy. 55, 55, 5. There was 5 5s right when I said that, okay? And that's how you're going to come into the highest abundance of your soul. Don't be worried about money. Don't be worried about those things, because they're energy and it's not what truly matters. Spirit has shown me that true abundance and prosperity is also at hand. Okay? Does that mean we won't be met with difficult times? I can't guarantee that either. Okay? I know what I've done with the food. I know what I've done with money. I know what I've done with the pyramids. I know what I've done. When you put it all together, you can see where the major changes are going to come as a whole. So in the beginning part of this video, I also talked about big pharma. I talked about large conglomerates. Those are the things who are going to start to be affected more and more as we go into this year. Okay? And so start mastering your abilities. 56, 55, 5, 5, 5, 5. I can't make these up. Start mastering your abilities. Okay, because they also said one more thing that I didn't mention. This was channeled from Sandalphon about this year. And it's very important, okay? Because the ascension is very real, and it's beyond what you can comprehend. It's beyond what I can comprehend. And it took me 3 years to process who I was as a whole and what I was doing. Whenever there is uncomfortable silence, sit in quiet and balance your soul. It was a very important message about this year, and even this month starting. Whenever there is uncomfortable silence, remember, messages from Spirit can be cryptic. So what does that mean, uncomfortable silence? That could mean many things. That could mean things are not happening. There's no movement that you expect, because when we expect stuff, shit happens. Nothing will come through when you expect anything. But whenever there is uncomfortable silence, whenever there is no movement, whenever you don't feel comfortable and you're stuck in this energy of this repeating muck, and you're like, what did I do wrong? Am I being punished? That's plays. That's that mind space. 2, 4, 6. Okay, 6 is about mastering your mind, getting control of those thoughts. Whenever there is that uncomfortable silence, sit in quiet and balance your soul. Okay? That is Spirit's tip. And whenever those energies are heavy, dig your feet in and be like, I'm going to work this through and I'm going to master this energy. Okay? That's the best thing you can do for 2022. It truly is, because there is nothing to fear but fear itself. And there is nothing to fear but not listening to that call. Whatever call is individual for you, my friends, listen to it. Okay? Because I will tell you, 58, 55, the most uncomfortable feeling I've had, 58, 58, is the feeling of being disconnected. Because I know what happens. I died in Atlantis. I saw myself drowned. I had to process that before I can raise it. I had to watch the water come over and take me down. And I was in a healing session. Somebody was healing me. This was during the first 1.5 to 2 years of my awakening. One of the first things that I did. So this actually happened quite some time ago now. Almost into the 2-year mark ago. A year ago at least. And I had no idea it was coming. Again, I had no idea I was connected to that at all. Who would have ever thought that? And I was awake. It wasn't a dream. It was witnessed. And I was literally drowning. I was like, and I had to process that through. And I was very angry. I was angry at God. Because it wasn't meant to happen that way. So something went wrong. 59, 55, 5, 5, 5, 5. I cannot reiterate these numbers. I cannot make them up. Something had gone wrong in Atlantis, but they won't tell me. I don't get that part of it. Okay. What went wrong? I don't know. I don't know where we missed the mark. I don't know if there was a mark to miss. 33:33 on my TV then. 6:33:33, by the way. But I will tell you, we've worked really hard this time around. I have met all the marks that I could possibly meet. The only one that I didn't meet was my twin flame, but that's his free will that we've had to work through. That's the only thing that scared me, okay? So there's nothing to fear but fear itself. So even when things are happening in the world, if there's a lot of energy of the purge, I would call it, don't be afraid, right? There you might be met with deep challenges. Don't be afraid. Meet them head on and meet them with love and light, but meet them with the mindset of, I'm going to master this. I'm going to use it to my advantage, and I'm going to rise above that fray. And what does Sandalphon say about this year in the Ascension? Whenever there is uncomfortable silence, sit in quiet and balance your soul. Okay? So, do all star seeds channel all this stuff? No, they don't, because they aren't aware of it. And that's your truth. Another thing that keeps coming up is you're going to start to see the ones who are false more and more and more. Because some were designed and put out there to kind of suck the life out of your soul. And that's the truth too. And you're just going to kind of see that. They're going to either fall away, all of a sudden they're going to lose their power, they're going to lose that effectiveness, okay, coming forward as well. So don't be attached to anything either. Be very attached to your own soul growth this year. That's what's going to rise you into the abundance that's there for us, okay? Because it's not the end of days, and I'm being reassured that now, because I know Atlantis had gone wrong. And I'm not going to lie, when my twin flame thing happened the way it did, I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And Spirit keeps telling me, we're okay, we're okay. I'm like, okay, if you say so. Because that was a big deal. And so I did my diligence. I still made sure we're on the ascension path. And you can see that all unfold on my channel, unfortunately. So they're very real, okay? And I can't fix that one because it's not me that technically messed it up. That's on the masculine side to fix. And so I still have faith that God's doing what they can do, but unfortunately they are working through somebody's free will that way. So that's what I'm telling you. It's like when Spirit's like, some of us are not listening to the call. Be very careful to not listen to your call. Okay? Because it's truly about your heart. It's truly about where you're at, what you're willing to listen to. 36. Okay, so here was the number. 63633. If you can do that and meet those challenges head on, the sky can be the limit for you. Okay? But keep in mind, 333, you guys, we share this planet. We share the breath. We share the air that we breathe. We share the water that is on this planet. We share the trees. We share the mountains. We share the breeze. We are not in this alone. We should be in this together. And I have seen more division than I can count, even to this day, and even in the spiritual realm, even with people who are supposed to be healers and spiritual people. Unfortunately, some of them fall into that divide still. Okay? So I would say that's the biggest challenge of this year, is to remain in the space of we are all one. We all matter together. Okay? So don't leave your fellows behind, your neighbors behind. I mean, you can't force anybody, but you can always be that light. And that's what Spirit always says. 6444. So this year, when things get ruthless And we are met with deep healing and deep challenges and deep recognition all over the planet, not just for ourselves, you guys. These are big. Don't forget about people. Don't forget to shine your light. Okay? Because that's the ability to bring somebody through or not. Okay? It's important. I would also say don't seek out things. If you want them, call them forth. Because Spirit always knows what's best for us. They always know who's going where more than we do. You don't know where people are meant to be. Okay? You don't know where they're going, and you don't know where you're going all the way. And that's also the truth with the ascension. If you think I'm wrong, I don't have to make you realize these things. The earth is going to do it for you, okay? The ascension is very real. I did not know this was going to go this way all the way. I thought I was just going to give you my channel message, but I have to tell you guys what Spirit wants me to tell you. 65, 55, 33. But use every opportunity to grow spiritually and abundantly whole. What does that mean? Align with abundance. Because this ascension is not just about wiping things out and starting over. The whole earth has changed. All right? So when you look back at history, things happened that way. It would wipe them out and start over. It happened in Egypt several times over. Severe famine would set in. All of these things. And lots of people would perish, and then they would have to rebuild. Some aspects of that will occur. They just will. That's what happens. But it's not meant to be like the end of days. Do you understand? So no matter what represents this year, no matter what occurs towards the end of this year especially, or on a massive whole level, it's never about fear or thinking it's the end of days, because it truly isn't. Okay? We're all meant to rise up, not to heaven. Somebody once told me that too. Ascension means dying. No, it doesn't. It means coming into higher frequencies. So why do people like me push the true ones who are connected? We'll tell you repeatedly, meditate, 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 meditate. Watch your vibration. If they don't tell you to meditate, they will focus on vibration. There's a reason for that. Okay? Because the higher your vibration, that's where your ascension is. All right? That's where we come into a whole. 33, 33. That's why he also says, sit in quiet and balance your soul. All right? Healing causes you to do that. Not just meditating. Dancing to music causes you to do that. Being in joy raises your vibration. Okay? Utilize those things when the shit gets tough this year. Because it's going to. It's about mastering your soul. So anywhere there's things you haven't healed, if you haven't been listening to the call, all of these things, karma shifts, they're all occurring for you. Look at the energies around you. If you want to look at that on an astrological level, you can. It's there for you. Okay? It's not just me talking about it, but it's not about fear at all. It's about joy, and it's about abundance, and it's about allowing these changes to occur the way they're meant to occur, because they're going to occur with or without you. That's also the truth. Okay? When they talk about the splitting of two earths, I don't think it's just as simple as we're going to live next to each other and not see each other. Do you understand? Okay? That goes back into my some will go, some will stay, and some will never know life this way. Okay? So, again, do not freak out if this is the first video you're watching of me. I encourage you to watch every video on my channel. I say that repeatedly. Some people freak out and leave my channel, because it is a lot more than we can process for who I am. 4222. However, there is proof for everything I do. There is no reason to be in fear. It is about waking up, coming into enlightenment, because if you find my channel, there's a reason. There's something for you. Okay? So give yourself time to process and to understand who I am and what I've done and what's coming through. And take the time to watch the videos on my channel, to use the meditations over and over, because they benefit more than one time too. And if you so are inclined and you feel nudged to do so, join our workshops. Okay? Purchase the workshops, because even the ones I've done in the past, most of them are on sale on my website too, for people to see. like when we freed Jesus's soul. That was recorded and witnessed and unexpected as well. I had no idea that was coming, and I processed his death. You can actually purchase that one too. I just don't talk about that a lot, because a lot of people don't fathom this stuff. It's like I could pretend like I'm everybody else and I'm a light worker just talking about these things, but the truth of the matter is I brought them through. And 4333, it took me a while to understand what they are, who I am, and what they're going to do. Okay? And so you cannot have one without the other. I cannot just sit here and talk about the energies of ascension without explaining what the ascension is, 3333, and the synchronicities throughout this video are off the freaking charts. All that being said, I love you so flippin' much, you guys, and I really hope you join Patreon with me. The more the merrier. We're going to rock it out. In the morning, I'm going to do a 4415. I'm going to start doing morning routines. Not live in there, but I will post them in Patreon for everybody to benefit. Just kind of balancing, a little bit of guided meditation possibly, some exercise. All about getting in that balanced routine, because that's what it will help you through the ascension as well. You need to be physically fit a little bit, okay? And so another thing that's coming through is watch your mold intake, clean out all the heavy metals that are within you. These will help you as well. And other light workers talk about this. This is not me talking out my ass. This truly is important to cleanse out your system. That's another reason the V were so scary, okay? So if you have a loved one that took it, start cleaning their system out, okay? Gigi, you want to know something? Because it is mid-month, there was supposed to be a discount on there. And so you can prorate it for how much it would cost and pay me through PayPal and have access to what I do in there if you want. And then join on the 1st, okay? Let me know if that'll work for you, because it was supposed to be a discount for that, but I'm not sure if it was set up correctly. So if you want to have access to everything and you want to join the workshop and you want to prorate it, pay me on PayPal for what it would cost. What are we, halfway through the month? So it'd be half the price, right? And then you will have access to everything. Okay, 7222. Does that sound like it would work for you? Because it should be, because we are already, on the 15th. So we are half months. So just pay me half the price on PayPal. And I'm good with making sure you have access to everything. Okay. And then on the 1st, just join. Does that make sense? Okay. Cool. I'm so excited. I was hoping to have you. Yay, yay, yay. I know Amy's joined too. I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. And by the way, you're going to get all kinds of merch too. You have 4 items of merch coming. It'll be once every 3 months. So I don't know if you're aware of that. With my logos on them, they're totally different than last time. We're going to a hoodie, a sweater. I'm sorry. This is retrograde. Don't listen to me. Okay, cool. T-shirt, mug, tote bag, hoodie. All kinds of cool stuff. I want them too, so I'm going to have to order them specifically for myself too. I'm like, I want these things. I didn't get my first mug either with my thing on there. Because I don't know about you, but these things are unprecedented times. And I want some of what I do too. I'm like, holy shit, I want some of those. So I'm going to order me some too. So I'm rocking my swooty and my swooty. Oh my god, it's retrograde, you guys. I cannot talk. Hoodie and t-shirt and my mug. I'll be drinking out of it too. It'd be so cool. So yeah, because it is mid-month, if you guys want to join Patreon at half price, you can pay my PayPal that way. You can email me. You can message me on here and say you want to do it. I'll give you the PayPal link. Just pay half. And then on the first join Patreon that way. I think that's the easiest way to do it, because they weren't prorating it, and I'm like, that's not right that they do that way. And I tried to do like a discount, and I don't know what's up with that either. So lovely, lovely technology. That's the thing that frustrates me about it. But it's going to be well worth it, and it's going to be actually less money. So if you did both the workshops last month, or actually the beginning of this month, you paid time and a half what you're going to be paying for that membership. So the first one was like $77, the second one was like $55, so it's already more than you're paying for Patreon to do my workshop separate. So it is going to be well worth it. There might be times where I upload them on the website and people will get them not live. There's a chance for that. But mostly I'm going to be doing them through Patreon now. So I'm trying to show a lot of love into that community. And like I said, it's going to be daily rituals where I make sure we're just kind of calming our energy, setting our intentions, and getting into that balance for prosperity. Okay? Because I don't know about you, but I need to be held accountable sometimes too. And I'm quite lonely. I've only got 2 little kids. I was supposed to be with my twin flame. Now I'm not with anybody. And I'm like, all right, Spirit, send me somebody through because I'm done being alone. It's been since August 13th or whatever. I'm done. And I can't allow any more hurt to come my way. And so I've had to protect myself that way. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's what I'm doing with that one. It's all about love, being together, coming together, and holding each other accountable in ways that we need to sometimes, like for that routine and being in balance and meditating and the workshops. That's what it's all about. Okay. The love flow. Okay. And they're going to be fun ones too. So I'll be doing the art ones in there too from time to time. And I will also do like the healing retreats from time to time where I take us out and about. I'll go into Manitou, into that wonderful energy. Absolutely, I can give you my PayPal link. Ouch! Let me see if I can add it on here. Bear with me. My hand is still very much so gimpy. Can I chat? I don't know if I can chat. I'm gonna try. What the world, you guys? Like, I'm on live and I can't chat? Like, how stupid. Oh, no. It's paypal.me/jbmbw. But apparently it's not letting me do it here. So I might do it right after. paypal.me/jbmbw. I want to chat. It won't let me chat on my own thingy. Like, how stupid. This is what drives me nuts about technology. Another thing I wish YouTube would do is allow me to bring you guys up here with me. Gigi, type in paypal.me /capital JBMBW. The JBMBW is capital, the rest doesn't have to be. But it's paypal.me /JBMBW. And I'll tell you if it's accurate or not. Also, too, when we get off the live, I will put it in the comments and I'll put it in the description. But it's paypal.me /JBMBW. Juniper Bloom Mystique Brianna Waltez is what that stands for. Juniper Bloom Mystique, by the way, you guys, is what Spirit gave me. I did not pick out that name. It took me about a year to digest that name and come to a place where I liked it. And I didn't even realize what a mystic was at the time. So that's who I am. I'm telling you, if you know anybody that gets the vid, put bay leaves in your tea. It's straight up flavorful, but it's bringing back my taste and my smell really quickly. I can taste it, I can smell it, where before I could not when I had the vid, because I got it recently. I couldn't taste and smell. That's how it hit me big time. Hit everybody in my household differently. I'm one of the only ones that got that symptom. But my PayPal is paypal.me /JBMBW. It will not let me type with you guys or chat with you guys. Here, I have an idea. I'm going to go on my other phone because I'm on my business phone. And I'm going to go on my live and I will put it in there right now for you. Watch this. This is how you be smarter than technology, right? Right? Like, be smarter than technology. So I'm going to chat. Hey, look at this. All right, here it comes. Wait. Yes. Continue as me. No. Okay. Oh, it was getting weird. Sorry. JBMBW. Okay. There, I was able to put it in the chat. I think. Yep. All right, so let me see if I can't pin that. Pin message. Yay, I see it. All right, I did it. Look at that. I was smarter than technology. And I do believe I pinned the message. Oh, the underwater one. And oh my gosh. Donita, I didn't even see your messages, you guys. Hang on. Donita said the underwater one in Tonga erupted today. So that was the volcano that erupted today. Yeah, I knew it was something. So maybe that's why they kept talking about that one, because something was coming. And I still wouldn't put it past us that, which one did I say was going to erupt? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past us that a lot more are going to come. So keep that in mind, you guys. It's not being about fear. But when I tell you I watched myself die in Atlantis, and we all did through water, you know, it can be very, it's more powerful than we are, right? The ascension, I feel like, unfortunately, most people don't take as serious as it is. Thank you, Donita. Mount Vesuvius. Yes, so they had actually mentioned that one was supposed to erupt too. If it will, I don't know for sure, but it hasn't left my energetic field. So just keep that in mind too, okay? And I've also talked about changes in tides coming in through San Francisco. The reason why I'm still big on that one and not the main bridge, it's like another one, is because I cut off life support to California. I know I did that, and I didn't just do that, I was also the worker with the gods, so I've worked with the gods as well. Prometheus, Hermes, and Lord knows how many other ones too have come through my workshops and done stuff. Prometheus actually did it on a video on my YouTube where he like took the earth and rotated it, and he talked about how he is the god of humankind, right? He's like, I'm not here to just kill you all. I'm actually the god of humankind. And I'm like, well, thanks for that reassurance. But 55:15. I mean, the stuff is biblical, the right part of the Bible too. The wrong part of it brings more divide. So just watch that. Not all the Bible is accurate and true. Okay? That's also what I can tell you about Lord Sananda, or Jesus. He did not die the way it says he died. He did not die for our sins. He was poisoned by John the Apostle. I didn't know that was coming, but that absolutely happened. I processed his death, which is why 82:22. When I do these missing persons things, they came from Spirit. Spirit's like, do this now, do this now. I'm like, okay. And that's why I believe in what I put through. 55, because I've been proven time and time again that the stuff that I do is very real and very powerful and not like anybody else. Okay. So all I can request of you is when you come to my channel, keep an open mind, my friends. Ask for more proof, and it will be given to you. And you can ask me too, because if you look at all the videos on my channel, chances are you're going to get a lot of that proof. Okay? Not to mention, join my workshops. Pull down Christ Light. Do that one. Then we'll talk. Okay? Because the ones who did that one, it affected us big time for days. Like, that one was very, very crazy, very powerful. Even up until the last one I did, Jesus used his blood to do a karma cleanse. So, yeah. And I don't listen to the Bible. I don't believe everything the Bible says. I just tell you guys what I've experienced through this ascension, through the work that I do, through the awakening that I had, through the enlightenment that I have. And I kept myself very small at first, and now Spirit is like, yeah, we're done with that now. So they do want me talking about it more and more, which in truth is very hard for me, because where do people come from? Judgment and expectation, and the fact that we don't understand things, right? And so if it took me 3 years to process who I am, all I can ask you is give yourself time to process who I am, okay? Don't come at me with judgment. Just ask for proof. Allow me to do a healing on you. I'll blow your mind then too, because I'm not just a regular healer either. Like, I healed my own heart after I did the pyramids. My heart was enlarged, and I had to heal that too. And I still have the scars on my feet from that. What does that mean? When my heart became so enlarged, you guys, and I got really sick after the pyramids, the veins in my feet started bursting. It's pretty gruesome. They're getting better. But that's how the doctor was like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You're very sick. And I'm like, I know. And that's when they did EKGs and found out that my heart was enlarged, and I had 3 of them done. I'm like, what does this mean? They're like, oh, well, you'll just die someday, but we'll all die. You're kind of a ticking time bomb. I'm like, I can't accept that. I was all swollen. My whole body became swollen after I did the pyramid work. So they're very real. It took my life force energy to do it. It's not just something I'm talking about. It's not just something I'm making up. I actually used my energy to do these things, and it physically took its toll on me for a minute there. But get this, I did my own healing on my heart. And then I didn't know if I felt it work. My body started getting healthier. My feet still have the marks on the top of them, unfortunately, which sucks. Like, who's going to love me? But Sean did. So somebody will. I'm not calling Sean back in. I can't do that. Hopefully he's moved on by now. That's done and moved on. I cannot do that. Spirit says, no, don't do that. I cannot call anybody in. But the latest EKG I had, get this, when I broke my arm, because you can still see my scar and it's very swollen. My arm is very swollen from the work that I'm doing, and it's still healing. It was 7 weeks ago today I broke it. They did an EKG on me at the hospital, and my heart was not showing enlarged anymore. So I totally believe in the healings I'm doing. I got the proof on myself. I'm like, holy shit, it's normal. Like, I healed my heart. I'm so happy about that. And then my weight became normal again, and I just got all healthy again. So if you want proof of who I am, take part in the shit that I do, okay? Don't just leave the channel. Take the time to get to know me, and I will take the time to get to know you, you know? Aw, Donita says, scars make you look tough. No worries, I've got tons. Thank you. Most people actually think they're freckles because it was like my little blood vessels that popped because my blood was not returning, and so it was, my heart was really struggling. I really did almost die, you guys, twice. That was the first time I got really sick and almost died. 59 was after I did the pyramids, all the pyramid work. My heart was so enlarged. I became so toxic and so ill. And that's when those happened on my feet. And most people think they look like freckles, but the doctors can tell they look like little veins. They're like, what happened to you? I have to go into this spiel every time. But when you tell them you're a healer, they're like, what? What are you? It was like when I argued with the lady about my broken arm. She wanted to do the surgery, and I'm like, but I'm a healer. I can heal it. I almost wish I did the surgery just because it's so off. Like, you can tell it's not aligned. The part that will never heal, it will always stick out as this part, and that's why I'm having a really hard time bending it forward. So whoops. If I wasn't a single mom, I may have done it because of that. Like, we can't go in and fix that because I completely severed it and shoved it up into my hand, unfortunately. But because of that broken arm, I found out my heart was good. They did an EKG on me in the hospital, and it was good. So I totally believe in the healings I do, completely. So if you're new here and what I say freaks you out, because a lot of people do, they listen to one video and they take off, or they expect that I should do things like everybody else does. And I'm going to tell you, I'm working on, being more bubbly about who I am and being more open about it. But all I ask of you guys to do is to watch all my videos and be open-minded. Do your due diligence to ask for proof. Work with me. Okay, because everybody who works with me returns. Okay, all of my clients are regulars. Aw, thank you, Donita. I'm trying, girlfriend, and I'm writing. I can hold a pen. I'm beginning to make a fist, but I'm starting to be able to touch my fingers. I can't quite, but I'm getting there. I have to do therapy like crazy, and working in behavioral is too scary. But it is what it is, trying not to just like lose everything. And Spirit's like, well, you weren't supposed to be working anyways. You are who you are. And I'm like, shut up. Listen to Spirit. But I thought that it was completely deformed here, but it's just still very swollen. So chances are the more I get back, it's gonna put it down. It still looks very weird. To drive my car, I have both hands on my steering wheel. I was able to actually shave my armpit. I know it's a little personal, but I am proud of these things. I'm so proud. I can put my own bra on with your 2 younger kids, but I literally couldn't do anything. I had to have my kids help me in ways that nobody. You guys better now be on the internet. So it's kind of to in review and a little bit deeper of who I am. I did not expect to get into all of that, but I talk about what they want me to talk about. And Gigi, I'm so happy. Yay! She has just joined Patreon, so she is going to get the rewards and reap the benefits. I'm so excited. Um, it is cutting me off. It's the internet. I don't know why. I am on my Wi-Fi on my phone, so that could be why. So for now, I'm going to call it quits. I will do another live in the morning where I come on and just hang with you guys, and we'll do some messages. And keep in mind, if you're on Patreon, you get free messages. So I may just come on in the morning live, okay? And maybe about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock my time. So I'll set that up. But this one was truly about the year in review, what to expect in retrograde. So remember, it is about a karmic shift. It is about diving deep into who you are. Balancing those emotions is key, all right? That's why it's also very important to master your mind so that you can balance those emotions. Your mind triggers emotions, and emotions can fuck you up. They just can. They're important aspects of self, but they can also be a detriment too. Emotions off. We need them. Okay. The more sensitive you are, the more connected you can be, which is why it's all okay. So all this makes sense. And so that's what's coming into play. Freak out and leave when you find out more of who I am. Wait for the proof. I will do another live with you guys in the morning, okay? And we'll like that. All right. So 9222, so much love. That is your year in review for 2022. The synchronicities in this videos were off the chart. Very validating, very much so from Spirit. Channel message from Sandalphon. It's more about also the retrograde energies and this full moon energy too. Okay. The moon's about bringing out of the shadows what is hidden deep inside of you. And this is going to keep continuing throughout 2022. But it's about mastery. That's the number one word of this year. Mastering the whole you. Okay? Have a good evening, you guys. Gigi, I'm so excited you joined. Donita, I love you so very much. Keep in mind, if you guys have been doing my workshops, Patreon is going to equate to less than you've been paying on those. Okay? So join it. Join it. You can do it. And I'm here big time and become quite the family again. And my energy is all in. Okay? So much love to all of you. I will see you in the morning. All right. I'll do a general message and we'll rock some messages for each other or from me to you. Okay? And if you are on Patreon, those are always free. 3333. So much love. Thank you guys for joining me. And that is your 2022 energies coming forward, as well as the ascension energies too. You can't have one without the other. That's what they're also saying. The life ahead is about ascension. We can't escape that, okay? There's no words. And you guys got to experience a little bit more of what happened in Atlantis. Again tomorrow. Stay safe out there, Roger. I don't know what part of California you are in, but they already have a tsunami warning for northern volcano erupted underwater today. It's just going to keep happening. You guys pay attention to what I do. I mentioned I will try to find the other because I feel like for whatever reason their locations are also very relevant for peace all over the world and keep in balance and still pray for those twin flames. 2 hours south of Los Angeles. Okay, so you're on the south end. So just keep your eyes peeled. Okay. Pay attention to your animals because they will tell you when something's coming before it comes your way. And, you know, all I can tell you is I saw that big old wall of water, so I take these things seriously. I know what this is, and I know the work I did. So do your due diligence, watch your waterways, pay attention to your animals, and stay away from large crowds. I mean, the best you can, or at least be diligent in that large crowd. Don't go up to the front of a concert if you can, 3333, you know what I mean? Keep your surroundings, keep your bubble, your boundaries, just protect yourself, okay? Because as we ascend into higher frequencies, those people who are not really of the higher frequency or suffering, they tend to get triggered, and you can see it happening, okay? It's just the way it goes. So much love to all of you. 555 when I said that too. I love you all. Thank you for getting to know me. I will continue to get to know you. Don't freak out and run. Do your due diligence. Do your research. So much love to all of you. I will see you again soon. Peace. I also did a general message for today and a divine feminine message too. So feel free to watch that. and see what else is coming your way. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. I still got to come up with a theme song. I don't know. I might have to steal one from somebody else. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, you guys. So much love. Bye-bye.